Morning and welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you're watching us on Facebook, appreciate that. And if you're watching us somewhere else, we do upload these shows to www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. We have audio and video versions there for you to check out. Getting into your traffic this morning, I-12 is flowing, so not too bad this morning. Some on-ramp delays getting up onto the interstate. 64 into Central looking pretty clear. However, looking at some heavier delays as time goes along on Greenville Springs if you go take a left and go that way. Looking at some school delays again today, as per usual. Of course, half on, half off at the moment, as the schools still are in the hybrid model. It's currently 79 degrees. 93 degrees is your high today. 75 your overnight low. Good morning, Miss Margaret. Thanks for joining us. It's going to be sunny today with some mixture of clouds, but a low chance of rain. So looking at hopefully the sun will pop through around noon and stay out today. However, it is going to make it hot. Looking at a heat index anywhere from 98 to 100 degrees. High schools are collecting for Laura. Recommend that you check your local high school's Facebook page. Of course, Laura, having come through the Lake Charles area and gone to places north, and especially in the Lake Charles area, over 97% of the schools received some kind of damage. So a lot of these kids dealing with things that especially our local community dealt with after the flood. So high schools have began collections. Every high school is doing it a little bit different. There is a full list on our website, www.livingstonparishnews.com/breaking news. Or as mentioned, you can check the individual high school's Facebook page to see how they're doing collections and what it is they are after. One of the things, and this is a little awkward, I'm going to flip back here. Nope, one more time, one more flip, two more flips. There we go. When you are bringing donations, one of the things that was listed the other day, or yesterday, we're looking for face masks, hand sanitizer, toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, toilet paper, pet food, cleaning supplies, and rechargeable batteries. Now, please remember there are a lot of people currently taking donations, including John Schneider and Scott Ennis. John Schneider and Scott Ennis at 123 Aspen Square in Denham Springs, which is Big Mike's. They were yesterday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they will be today from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., so you can check that out. Also, remember your local high schools. And again, that donation list: face masks, hand sanitizer, toothbrushes, toothpaste, mouthwash, toilet paper, pet food, cleaning supplies, and rechargeable batteries. So please bring those donations if you can. Fire Protection District 4 is also collecting, but they are collecting for Beauregard Parish. If you don't know where Beauregard Parish is, it is almost immediately north. Whereas Allen is a bit northeast, which is where the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office deputies are. Beauregard is immediately north. It's where DeRitter is. You can bring those donations to 29578 South Palmetto Street in Walker through 7 p.m. Friday. They're going to be looking for the items on that list that we just read off as well. So that seems to be a pretty common thread. Again, those items are face masks, hand sanitizer, toothbrushes, toothpaste, mouthwash, toilet paper, pet food, cleaning supplies, and rechargeable batteries. Last night, an announcement came out that Ward 2 Water District had received a $3 million loan from a state loan program that looks to help especially rural water companies enhance their service. They're low-interest loans that come with forgiveness. This loan technically could get about 30% forgiveness as long as the loan is repaid on time. They will be using this money to enhance the service in the Port Vincent area, where they recently purchased the Port Vincent Water Company, and a lot of the customers in and around the area. They've already laid 5,000 feet of pipe to bring in new customers, and they'll be looking to enhance the water well down there as well as pressure and install meters so they can track more carefully the individual's usage in individual homes. The purchase brought them up to roughly 24,000 customers in Livingston Parish, and Ward 2 is one of the largest rural water companies in the state. And they continue to expand. So it'll be interesting to see how far this $3 million go in terms of enhancing that service down there. That would be areas down 447 to Highway 16 and then down Highway 16 to the Port Vincent and French Settlement area. Again, War to Water having recently purchased that system. Getting into your COVID-19 statistics real quick, 148,882 cases, 4,821 deaths, 1,889,825 tests. 127,918 have recovered. We'll get a new number for that today. 910 are hospitalized, so that's kind of stayed in that area for the last few days. But 128 are on ventilators. That number continues to drop. And of course, new cases per day statewide continue to drop as well. In Livingston Parish, 3,405 cases, 66 deaths on 34,100 tests. Yesterday, the state, specifically the Louisiana Department of Health and Firehouse Barbecue, entered into court at about 9 a.m. The court was reserved the entire day and into this morning if necessary, but it wasn't necessary. The initial movement by the State Representative Council was to move the case to the 19th Judicial District Court, which is in Baton Rouge. According to the attorney, or his arguments rather, any case or suit filed by the state or against the state should be heard in the 19th Judicial District. According to some lawyers that the news contacted after this came out, sometimes that's true, sometimes it isn't. According to Judge Brian Abels yesterday, he was well within his jurisdiction to try that case. However, on agreement by both parties, which would be Firehouse Barbecue as well as, the state and the representation for the Louisiana Department of Health, a writ will be filed with the First Circuit Court of Appeal asking them to give a distinction as to whether or not the case should be moved to the 19th Judicial District or not. The state will have until September 11th, which of course is a week from this Friday, to file that writ and see what the appellate court says. No kind of timeline once the appellate court has it on when the answer will come. However, of course, we are looking at potentially moving into phase 3 next week. Not entirely sure what's going to happen at this point. A lot of it's going to depend on Laura recovery, but we should find out Monday or Tuesday where the state is going. But again, it'll be interesting to see what happens and what the appellate court says about whether or not Judge Brian Abels, vis-a-vis the 21st Judicial District Court, has the jurisdiction to try this case. Again, the argument from the state lawyers was that most cases involving the state and suits for or against the state go through the 19th JDC, which is in Baton Rouge. The Attorney General, Mr. Jeff Landry, has penned a letter to the Louisiana High School Athletic Association Director, Mr. Eddie Bonine, saying that it's time to open up football. And, with Phase 2 being expanded or extended, a plan to play football has been pushed to a start date of October 8th for the first games. It will be interesting to see if that date changes based on this most recent extension of Phase 2, which potentially ends next Friday. Moving into Phase 3 would allow football to do intra-squad, actually hit and be together as a full squad. So that's very important, of course, to avoid injury moving forward. It's good to, they call it game speed. And right now they've been doing as much practice as they can, but it's not quite the same if you don't have the full pads on and you're going full speed at every practice with everybody involved. So it's going to be interesting to see if the letter changes anything. Of course, it has been submitted to the LHSAA, but in the end, the LHSAA is on a different timeline as opposed to the state. They have their own phases of reopening, but football and moving forward is definitely based on getting into Phase 3. Now, cross country and swimming are full go, and volleyball starts next week as well, especially with competition. So it's going to be, those 3 fall sports are moving forward. still trying to get football on track, hopefully moving into phase 3. I guess that would be, let's see, 11, 12, 13, on the Monday, the 14th. So we'll see. Although you may see some of those kids get invited up to school for a practice on Saturday if we do indeed move to phase 3 next Friday. But time will tell. We still have to keep these numbers low. Of course, the growth in new cases is falling. Hospitalizations have evened out for a little bit, but they have fallen off substantially, especially compared to the last 2 times phase 2 was extended. And of course, ventilator usage dropping as well. So signs are good next week, as long as Laura recovery continues to go, I guess you can say, well. Time will tell what happens next week. But again, Attorney General Jeff Landry asking Director Bonine to open things up and let the kids play football. So we will see. Getting back in your traffic real quick, I-12 is flowing with some minor on-ramp delays. 64 into Central is clear at the moment, with some delays on Greenville Springs that are minor. Some school delays, as usual. Of course, the half on, half off. It looks like delays from school traffic, not nearly as bad as they usually are when they have full attendance. So kind of that whole situation, a little bit of a plus minus. It's currently 79 degrees. 93 degrees is your high today. 75 your overnight low. Very low chance of rain today. Some clouds, but looking at some sun, I can actually see it peeking through the trees right out the window in front of me. So it looks like it's setting up to be a beautiful day, although it is going to be hot. That 93 degrees is just a base with a heat index and humidity looking at 98 to 100. So please, please, please wear the light clothing, drink the water, and try to be safe out there. Don't stay outside too long. Want to remind folks, if we want to carry this into phase 3, let's practice these mitigation efforts. Wear a mask. It is a mandate. Wash your hands for 20 seconds or more with soap and water. 6 feet or more of distance between yourself and others. And control your cough and sneezing with an elbow or a tissue. Don't touch your face, my favorite one. Also, don't forget, if you're controlling your cough with an elbow, try to make it your own elbow. 25 or less to a gathering, preferably less, and stay home if you're sick. And utilize telehealth to get in touch with your doctor, and stay home to work if possible. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning for the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. Want to remind folks that we're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are once a week in print on Thursdays at $7 a month to get that in your mailbox. We're also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com. I'm going to try that again. We are also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast, which is free, /coronavirus, which is free, and /breaking news, which is also free, that has state, national, and arrest information on it for that breaking news page. We do hope you guys have a great day. It is looking like it is going to be a pretty day, and we will see you tomorrow morning.